Hi, thank you for joining me. Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist. I appreciate you being here with me today. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. What is this saying? Error. So great at these things. Don't tell me there's an error now. Let me know if you're actually on here. Let me know if there's a... I love how I start these things. Anyway, I'm not going to let them sabotage my world. So, Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist, joining you here today to talk about sneaky ways you're sabotaging your world. And we are off and kicking. I'd love to know where you are live. I'd love to know if you're watching as a replay, if you resonate with this topic. I think that's about it. But first, I would love you to get pen and paper because there's some really big kahunas coming here today for you, and I would love you to make sure you've captured them all. So let's crack on. Sneaky ways that you are sabotaging your world. The truth is, it is boring. Why are we sabotaging? Why do we sabotage? It's boring as anything. Boring, boring, boring. Doesn't light you up, drains you, any of those things that just makes you go, ugh, I just don't want to do it, I don't want to deal with it, whatever's happening, and you feel like your head's just exploding like this. That is one of the reasons why we sabotage our world. And it's really common. Everyone does it at a point in their life. Some do it more than others, some do it daily, some do it weekly, some do it so many odd days or whatever it is. But every single person has sabotaged their world in the past and will continue to do it. And even if I give you these tips here today, I guarantee you're still going to sabotage your world in certain things until you really get the flow and understanding of it. So even myself as a global stressologist, I've been doing this for 16 years now, and I know when I'm sabotaging my world and I'm aware of it, but do I stop? No. There's still little things that come in and I go, oh, I know what this is. This is about something going on that I've created from the past. So I would love to let you know yet again, you are common. No matter who you are in the world, whatever's going on in your world, you will always sabotage your world in certain things until you have a flow of an understanding. So you may have to watch this video a few times before it sinks in, may have to do it like for me, 16 years. So hence the pen and paper. So anything that keeps you awake at night, is another way of sabotaging your world, because you haven't gone to bed, or when I say at night, maybe you sleep during the day, anytime you've gone to rest, anything that's playing in your mind is going to weigh heavy and go over and over and over again, and this is a way of sabotaging your world. If you do not resolve it and it repeats into the next day and the next day and the next day, that's a way of sabotaging your world. So awareness is absolutely the key. Awareness, 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 all the way. As soon as you can be aware and acknowledge it, then you can deal with it. So for me, life is actually about taking pressure off. Taking pressure off in whatever's happening around us, and not having an easy life, but actually just being okay, taking the pressure off and not going a million miles an hour, and actually having that opportunity to sit and regroup and think about what's going on in my mind, what's going on in my body, what's going on around me. And it's really important to do that. So if you don't take time out, tip 1, take time out. If you don't take time out, you are going to sabotage your internals up here, your externals, all those people around you. So it's really important to take time out and just, I'm not going to say slow down, but just take time out and pause and have a look around, because that's really, really, really important to give yourself that peak performance. So there's a thing that we were brought up with, and it's called our morals. Now, your morals may be different to my morals. Your partner's morals may be different to yours. Your children's morals may be different to yours. Your family's morals, depending on a lot of things going on, may be different to yours. So be aware, and yet again, it's just that awareness. Be aware of what your morals are. And those guidelines that we brought up with, they can also immobilize you. They can definitely keep you safe, keep you contained, do certain things, but it can also immobilize you. And what the key is to not be immobilized. Obviously, no shite, Sherlock, I can hear you say. So the key is to not be immobilized. So be aware of those morals that you've brought up, that you've been brought up with, and be aware, are they really important, or are they somebody else's, you write this down, or are they somebody else's morals that they've projected onto you that you've attached to? So my parents gave me morals and ethics growing up about what, open a door for somebody, always open a door for someone and let them through. Those little things, but I'm not going to let a gunman through if he's got a gun and he's racing through. So I'm breaking my morals that my parents brought me up on. So just have a look at those morals and just know they are flexible in your choices of what's happening around you. Don't get yourself stuck, tunnel vision, this is it. So the other thing is when you are sabotaging your world, it also is another way you're going to get these signs, and it means you've ignored the signs. So the signs of the universe, the signs of whatever you want to call it, are around you, and things are happening around you. And if you ignore them, things get bigger. So if you ignore today and you've got a headache and you go to bed thinking you'll sleep it off, and you wake up in the morning, you've got a headache, and you take a pill and you're like, okay, I can fix that, and the pill works for 2 hours, and then suddenly you get your headache back. There's something deeper going on for that headache. There's some chaos going on in here that's creating that headache. So let's have a look at what that headache is. So that's a sign. So don't ignore any of these signs. The other thing is stories. When we ignore stories. So stories come up around us, or we hear someone say something and we go, oh, that's really bad. This is, oh, I don't even want to do that. This is another way of sabotaging your world. You're taking on other people's, you're taking on other people's stories and attaching them to your world. So it's another way of sabotaging your world. So be aware of those outside stories that other people have, but also be aware of the stories that you have inside of you. And so don't ignore these things. You'll hear them come up. And the key is to listen. You'll hear yourself say something and you'll go, oh, where did that come from? I'll often look around and it's just something I do. And I hear a story and I go, oh, that's me. Just to like ground myself again. So just be aware of those stories that you're doing. There's a thing of fears, and fears come in because they're attached to stories. So don't ignore your fears. So your fears are there to alert you, to wake you up, to show you something. So, So that up there. So those fears, be aware of those fears. You can break any fear and dissolve any fear. In fact, if you'd like me to talk about fears, I can do that another video. I'm more than happy about doing that one. But fears will immobilize you. Fears will stop you from doing things. They'll also protect you in some areas, but most of the time they'll immobilize you from doing something. And it's other people's fears that they put onto you. Oh, you can't do that, or don't do that, or my brother did that and this is what happened to him. They're other people's stories that have come in and you've attached to you. So the key out of those little tips I just gave you then was actually ignoring. The key word there was ignoring. So be aware of that and stop ignoring those signs, those stories, those fears, anything. Stop ignoring. Going back to remind you that you're common and everyone does it. Did you write that one down? Because I don't want you thinking that you're alone in this. I'm the only one who does this. I'm the only one who does this. I'm the only one who does this. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So be aware of that. I know there's a saying in business is that all self-employed people would be better to fire themselves and employ someone else to do the job for them. So if you're the manager in your business, the CEO, you're the phone answer or anything, fire yourself and get someone in to do the business, and you do the part of your business that you love the most. Most entrepreneurs have gone through that. They can hear themselves say something or do something in business and they're like, oh my God, I just need to fire myself. In fact, I talked about that this week with one of my lovely people in Australia. It was literally about firing yourself and getting someone else in to do all those things that are draining for you. So be aware of that when you start. And that's clearly a way of saying that you're sabotaging yourself. So the key is to acknowledge. Absolutely. Acknowledge whatever is going on in your world. Acknowledge it, acknowledge it, acknowledge it. You don't have to do anything about it, but just right now acknowledge it. Because the moment you acknowledge anything like that, you have taken the sting away. You've dispersed the sting. You've thrown it out. It's not buying into your drama. So it's really important to not let that buy into your drama. So once you've taken that acknowledgement out, you can, as I said, you can deal with it or you can park it. If you deal with it, you can deal with it right here and now. If you don't deal with it right here and now, ensure that you put some time aside that you can deal with it. If you don't do that, it just builds up and builds up and builds up and builds up, because that's also then going to, acknowledge it and I'm going to deal with it, but now I'm ignoring you. No, you can never ignore, so be aware of that. So if you're going to park it, put a time in your diary that you can go back to it and ensure that you get whatever it is you're resolving done. There's another thing that I talk about, and that's called guilt and shame. And guilt and shame is a real big one that can make you carry weight, that can weigh you down mentally, obviously, and physically, but it's a real heavy kahuna. If you make decisions and you have any guilt or shame attached to those stories of past or hearing something, it's wise to clear that so that you can function in this world. So when you look at the guilt and shame, you go to the specific thing that you have done or not done. Go to the specific memory that you've done or not done, and you answer the question with yourself of what is the value that this has brought into those people's world. So maybe you've upset your mum. And so what value has happened because of this thing that you've done to your mother? What's the value to your mother? What's the value to your father? What's the value to your partner of doing something? When you've done something and you feel guilt or shame. Now, you can do surface stuff. You can absolutely reach out to me and I can take you way deeper so that we can clear that emotionally, that it's not going to carry that guilt and shame around for you, because it's just so heavy. It's just so heavy. So that's just a little quick tip to help you go through. Now, you may have to go 10 value ticks until you shift it. You may have to do more. Whatever it is, I'm not going to tell you how to do so many. Just keep going until you can feel that shift inside you to go, wow, I'm not shameful or guilty of any of that stuff anymore. And that is another way to empower yourself of sabotaging your world. The other thing is, I know I talked about anything that doesn't light you up at the start. I talked about as boring as, those, I've got to do that task, whatever it is. The key here, and I've talked about it before, is called 2 words, GB, glitter bomb yourself. So it's wise to be sitting in your glitter. Now, not necessarily in your glitter, but it's a glitter bomb yourself. So keep that sprinkled all over you. Only do the things that light you up. Anything else, you must delegate. And when I talk about delegating, I'm talking about delegating to people who actually love doing it. So they are glitter bombed and they want to take that task off you. This will actually create a different energy for you and those around you, because you're not only are you helping yourself, but you're also helping someone else in their world, whether it's financially, mentally, spiritually, family, whatever it is going on. You're also helping them in their world. So it's really important just to continue glitter bombing yourself as you can delegate as much as you can to people. But you must be aware that they must love it, because there's no point delegating a task that's bleh and you delegate to someone else who's whatever it is. So the very last thing that I'm going to say is be awake. You must be awake. You must recognize these things, recognize whatever's going on, and just go, oh, I can see that. I can acknowledge that. I know exactly where this is at. I know what to do. So these are just tips to help you recognize that sabotaging and deal with it. Be aware of your language as you go through. Oh, I always do this or I do that. Recognize that language when you start talking yourself down. There's another tip there. Because when you start talking yourself down, you'll acknowledge things that are going on, and you just have to acknowledge it and hear it. So that's what I'm saying is be awake. Be awake to those things. If you're saying to yourself, oh, it doesn't matter, it actually does. You're trying to convince your ego that it doesn't matter. And you can never convince your ego of anything. You're wiser to stay humble than sit in your ego, because ego is absolutely sabotaging your world. Humble is not. So that's me, over and out with all my tips on sabotaging your world. I'd love to know what you enjoyed about today, what you didn't enjoy. You can private message me or bang it in the comments here. Thank you for joining me. That is Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist, talking about sneaky ways you sabotage your world. If you'd like to book a call with me, I'll bang that in the comments. Other than that, I will see you next week. Thank you very much. Have a fabulous weekend and fabulous Friday or Thursday night on the other side of the world.